MT Harimau is a tracked combat vehicle with relatively light armor but good firepower. This design is highly suitable for countries with soft ground and dealing with asymmetric threats. Examining it would give us some important clues about the threat perception of the Asia-Pacific region. In our video, we will continue using the name Harimau because it is the given name of the vehicle by its sole current user. In the early 2010s, Indonesia decided to replace its old AMX-13 fleet. For this requirement, Jakarta didn't want direct procurement. It preferred a joint development model with an overseas partner which would provide technology transfer. Thus, it would have been entirely possible to answer the country's special geographical conditions and to improve the national defense industry's capabilities. The critical factor of this plan was to find the correct partner. After careful consideration, Indonesia decided to work with the Turkish company FNSS. There were some solid reasons for this decision. First of all, Indonesia and Turkey had good relations and cultural ties. It was an essential factor for Jakarta, which experienced problems with military system acquisitions with the Western countries from time to time. Besides, the big US and European defense companies had not been interested in regional projects with low profit margins for a long time. In Malaysia, FNSS had offered a successful product and a fair budget for the AV-8 Armored Vehicle Joint Development Program. Besides, unlike its Western competitors, the company had not implemented any restrictions for technology transfer. It was a significant reference. So, Indonesia chose FNSS and it tasked PD Pindad as a local partner for the program. In 2014, these two companies signed an agreement for the joint development program. 1 year later, the agreement between the governments of Indonesia and Turkey was signed. FNSS and PD Pindad produced two prototype vehicles in Turkey and Indonesia. Following the extensive trials, Indonesia took delivery of the hull to integrate the Belgian CMI's Cockerill 3105 turret. FNSS exhibited the Harimau for the first time at the IDEF 2017 Defense Exhibition in Turkey. Initially, Indonesia named the vehicle Harimau Hitam. Later, it was renamed as Harimau. Indonesia approved the serial production of the vehicle in 2020. In 2021, FNSS unveiled the production model of the vehicle. It has many improvements. For example, the Harimau now has a new driver periscope with wide-angle visibility similar to the Paris-wheeled armored vehicle family of FNSS. Also, with the new frontal exterior design, the interior dashboard of the driver is rearranged more efficiently to increase the user ergonomics. Based on the experience gained from the trials, the turret system, power transmission group and suspension are improved. The medium tank now has a cooling unit with intelligent software which provides optimum torque efficiency and fuel savings. The life cycles of many components are increased. The overall silhouette of the Harimau is reduced. Also, 5 baskets are added on the hull for provisions. The first delivery ceremony of the Harimau to the Indonesian Army was held on March 15, 2022. The 3-person crew of the Harimau consists of a commander, gunner, and driver. The tank has a 7 meters hull length, 3.2 meters width, and 2.4 meters high. 30 tons weight classifies the Harimau in a medium weight class. The 711 horsepower Caterpillar C13 diesel engine provides a maximum road speed of 70 km per hour. Its road range is 450 km. The vehicle can negotiate 0.9 meter vertical steps, 2.2 meter trenches, and can float to a depth of 1.2 meters. The Harimau has a 105mm rifled main gun and a 7.62mm coaxial machine gun. To better understand the Harimau, we should look at the special conditions of Indonesia. Indonesia is a tropical country in Southeast Asia and Oceania between the Indian and Pacific Oceans. It was founded in 1949 on more than 17,000 islands. As a developing country, Indonesia has relatively poor infrastructure. The islands of Indonesia in the tropical zone mostly have challenging environments like jungles, wet, soft soil, and high volcanic hills. The geographical challenges are not the only issue for Jakarta. There are 633 recognized ethnic groups in the country. Indonesia has to deal with some separatist groups. Of course, the Indonesian armed forces cannot have a large garrison on each one of its about 6,000 habitat islands. So, tactical mobility and quick response capability for the army are essential. Indonesia needs land vehicles which can be easily transported from the air and the sea. Also, they must have high mobility on the soft ground, mountainous areas, and in the jungle. These vehicles must be easy and inexpensive to maintain and effective against asymmetric threats. Another requirement is that they should be able to perform operations independently far from the bases for a long time. These criteria shape the Harimau. This medium tank is lighter than the main battle tanks, and its low ground pressure provides higher mobility on muddy terrains and poor roads. The Leopard 2s of Indonesia could be bogged down in most parts of the country because of their high weight. According to Newton's physics, we know that the force equals mass times acceleration. So, a heavier vehicle produces more force. There are lots of mountainous areas in Indonesia. When a vehicle travels down from a hill, it is subject to gravitational acceleration. With this acceleration, the heavier the tank is, the more it is pulled down under the influence of the greater force. In this case, the engine has to produce more power to prevent the drag down of the tank. This situation also increases the depreciation rate of the mechanical parts and causes an extra workload for the driver, who constantly has to control the engine output. A lighter vehicle that has higher power to weight ratio is easier to control, and it is subject to less force when going downhill. Besides, the latest technology power pack of the Harimau with advanced electronic controlled systems eases the driver's job. A lower force load has a lower effect on the mechanical part wearing up. Thanks to the low weight, a medium tank can be transported by a tactical cargo aircraft, which is not possible for main battle tanks. In 2021, Indonesia ordered two A400Ms. The aircraft has 35 tons carrying capacity. The agreement also includes an option for 4 additional A400Ms. Currently, Indonesia does not expect any invasion. The main security problem for Jakarta is separatist movements. The separatist groups in the country have no heavy armored vehicles or large caliber guns. They generally use RPGs, anti-tank guided missiles, landmines, and machine guns, with the heaviest being the 14.5mm. To deal with these type of threats do not require big guns or heavy armor. The armor protection of the Harimau is sufficient against the 14.5mm armor-piercing munitions. At this point, some of our audience may ask why Indonesia does not prefer procuring new light tanks instead of medium tanks. The answer is simple. The landmines and improvised explosive devices can easily be hidden in jungles, and the light tanks do not have enough ballistic protection against them. The Harimau medium tank can stand explosives equivalent to 10 kilograms of TNT. Also, its ballistic protection can be increased against 30mm munition with add-on armor packages thanks to the modular structure. The Harimau is equipped with day and thermal cameras for driver, multifunctional digital driver dashboard, third-generation high-performance sight system for gunner and commander. Besides, it has a battlefield management system and laser warning receivers. These systems, which increase tactical and situational awareness, are essential for asymmetric warfare environment. Also, if the laser warning system detects a threat, smoke grenades on the turret are launched to create a smoke screen. This increases survivability. The Harimau can also be equipped with hard-kill active protection systems if demanded. The hull and the turret of the vehicle have low radar and infrared signatures. The Harimau has an auxiliary power unit which recharges the battery system. Thus, the turret can be used when the vehicle's engine is not running. The advanced battery monitoring system offers optimum power management and silent surveillance capabilities. The 105mm main gun of the Harimau has 42 degrees elevation angle, which gives the medium tank has indirect fire capability in a range of 18 kilometers. The high elevation angle of the gun is also good to deal with targets in urban and multi-complex terrains. The main gun, coupled with a state-of-the-art fire control system, provides a high first shoot-to-kill ratio. Thanks to independent commander periscope, the Harimau has hunter-killer feature. There is an autoloader to feed the main gun. The 105mm gun can fire the Phalarok 105 laser-guided anti-tank munitions that can penetrate 550mm thick armor at 5,000 meters. In a counterinsurgency operation, the military units generally operate far from their base. So, the interior of the Harimau is engineered carefully considering the ergonomics of the crew. Also, the medium tank has a powerful air-conditioned system. Although Indonesia does not expect any danger of invasion today, it may happen in the future. In a possible war, Indonesia, an island state, can only be invaded by amphibious and airborne assault. These type of assault forces have lightweight vehicles with relatively small caliber guns. So, the Harimau would also be very effective in such a scenario. The Harimau is designed to answer to special requirements of Indonesia. But other Southeast Asia countries, which have the same geographic conditions, have already expressed their interest in this medium tank. The Philippines chose the Sabra, but Bangladesh and Brunei are still on the potential customers list. Also, there are several other candidates from Africa and even South America. Many countries are looking for a new tank to replace their current obsolete ones. And the Western world can only offer overpriced, overgunned, and heavy vehicles which are not suitable for them. A modern medium tank is a real option for these countries to modernize their inventories. Considering current military needs, a medium tank like the Harimau has a big chance to reach a larger international market. But don't be mistaken. At the dawn of the Second Cold War, these two types of tanks are not rivals on the battlefield. If we mention a modern army, the medium tank exists to supplement the main battle tank, not to replace it. The Kaplan MT Harimau is one of the best answers to this requirement. Thanks for watching our video, and please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the bell button to be notified of our new videos. Also, you can now click the join button to support our channel. And as always, we would greatly appreciate all the likes, comments and shares.